Hey guys and girls, how's it going, and welcome back to another episode of Thaumcraft with myself, Lewis. Hope you're brilliant. Having yourself a great day, as always. We're back doing some more wizardry stuff, and I've been busy playing with little bits and bobs to try and make stuff a little bit easier. I've also got myself a load more nodes, which is brilliant. Now, I didn't manage to find a pure Ordo one. I can't find one at the minute. Generally, you'll find the best in like icy snow biomes, but I couldn't find one of those biomes at all. So I managed to get two that have a little bit extra aspect in them. But that's fine, because they still kind of equate to one, really. And we've got way more pedestals here than 6, so I can afford to do that, it's fine. So now we've got that, my wand is charging fairly nicely. We've got a pretty decent amount. I think what I might do is I might go and find some more nodes that have similar aspects and feed them into these to make them larger. So that way we can have some really, really big ones. Because at the minute, if I completely use up my wand, it's not going to fully charge it straight away. It's still going to take a little bit of time. If I can make them just that little bit bigger, that would be pretty handy. But overall, that's doing nicely. I managed to find some slimes, and we got some more of these. I also did a little bit of transmutation to get myself more slimes, because I've learnt a load of research over the past few days. If we have a look in thaumaturgy, is it thaumaturgy or artifice? One of these. Alchemy. Must be alchemy. Yeah, there we go. We have alchemical duplication, and with this I can duplicate things. So with a little bit of Victus and Aqua, I can double my slime balls, which is pretty much what I've been doing to get all of these tags, which is nice. And we've slowly been filling up. I've got a particular amount of certain ones for today's activities with what we're going to be doing. And I've also gone ahead and made a little room down here so we can start mass producing some herba, because we're going to do a bit of herba stuff today with some of the lamps of growth, so that we can get our beans growing a little bit faster. We've got this little area down here ready to go. I think that's pretty much what I've done between this and the last episode. There is one last thing, actually there's two last things now. One, I can fly, which is pretty cool, right? Although I'm slightly slow, I can fly, which is awesome. I got myself a thermostatic harness. How cool is this? And this guy is awesome. What you do is you feed it some potentia, like such, in a jar, and you pop it in there, and then when you wear it and you push H, it activates it. You can see on the left hand side there's that bar, and if I jump I'll start flying, and if I crouch I'll go down. Pretty nice. I've also got myself a thermostatic girdle, or something like that. If we go in our baubles inventory, now normally there will be a little button here, but because of my texture pack it's not showing. But baubles is basically an alternate inventory where we can place items that will have certain effects for us. So remember ages ago we found an apprentice's ring of Ignis inside a chest with one of those spidery trees? Well, I made myself a thermostatic girdle, and what this guy does, it allows us to fly a little bit faster, which is quite nice. If we have a look inside here, this girdle is designed to be used with the thermostatic harness. On its own, it has very little lifting power. It has just enough to prevent most fall damage. When worn with the harness, however, it greatly increases the speed at which you're able to fly. The only drawback is that the harness will consume slightly more fuel than normal. That's still pretty cool though, so I can fly a little bit faster than I normally would do. The other thing is we have a brain in a jar, and this guy is awesome, because what he does is as you cook stuff up, remember the experience we was getting? Well, he'll suck all that experience up, and then I have to come along and I can beat him like that, and the experience comes out and I drain it up, so that way we're not losing any experience, which is nice. I also changed him over to a Thaumium Golem so we could move more stacks at once, because before that we could only move one item at a time. With our Straw Golem, our Thaumium Golem can move a lot more than that. I also popped in a magic mirror, and I also have a magic hand mirror right here that I can use for putting stuff in there. So I've linked these two together. So if I got some cobblestone and I go over here, or I can do this from anywhere, and I get my magic hand mirror and click on it and I put them in there, you see they just went in there? How cool is that? Now I can't pull anything out with my magic hand mirror, but whatever I place in there will go into this mirror, get thrown into our hungry chest, and then he'll pop in there. So while I'm doing my mining or anything like that, if I come across any ores, I can pop them in there, get them out of my inventory, and they'll go into here. I was thinking of making a separate magic mirror for rubbish, so that all of the rubbish that I gather while I'm doing my days goes into another place. And then that leads us on to the final thing that I've done, this giant castle. How cool is that? It's not done yet, it's far from done. We're not actually going to be using it today, because it's nowhere near finished, but I've done a lot of work on it, and I think it's looking pretty good. I was going to make a larger area on top, and I decided I'm not going to do that, actually. I'm going to span it out across the edge there, instead of building more levels to it. Because if I built more levels, then I wouldn't really have too much to do in there, because I don't need that much space. But I think, you know what, I think this looks pretty cool. If we fly up, you can see most of it. I think it looks pretty nice. It matches in pretty well. And like I said, I haven't done anything with the top yet. The top is literally like just that. But if we have a little looky-see inside, you'll find that it is mostly empty, but it looks alright. I put in some arcane levitators so we can get onto the second floor. And then we've got the third floor. And that's pretty much that at the minute, until I decide what I want to exactly do in here. We built with the intention of doing node stuff, so I think this will be our node tower, where we'll grow and, you know, we'll nurture node to do awesome things for us. Cool. Alright, so let's get on with today's stuff. I've made myself a small bath here before we get going, that I'm going to have a dip in. Oh, so I've got some warp ward for half an hour, which is nice. I'm starting to get to the point now where warp is starting to become a little bit irritating, and it's starting to have an effect now and then. And once you get a certain amount of warp, you do open up the research for purifying bath salts, and you make one of these and then pop it in some water, and it turns it into some purifying water, and you jump in it and you get that really nice warp reduction. I've also learnt these ones Arcana Spa and Sanitizing Soap, but we'll get into these later because we're going to make a separate room just for those guys. But let's start with our herber. So first thing we need is going to be our alchemical furnace, and I think where I'm going to put this will be, let's pop it here. Yeah, we'll just pop it there, and we'll have our arcane alembic on top. I've actually come prepared for today's episode, at least I think I have. I think I've got most of the stuff I need. We'll find out. We'll find out. We've got our warded jars, so let's place one here, and here, and here, and here, and here. And we're just going to fill up loads. We're going to get loads of this stuff, because why not? And we'll bring these along. And because we're only using one type of Essentia, we don't have to worry about any type of levers or anything like that, or any of the cogs, because it's not going to get gummed up, because it's only using one thing. Now we're going to need a way to transfer, so I'm going to place this little guy on here, and we're actually going to tell him what he can take. Now this is just a regular golem with one of the empty upgrades on it, and we're going to say that you can take seeds, because I don't want him taking everything, I just want him to take seeds. So he'll grab those from that chest, and now we need to tell him where to put them. So he's going to pop them inside our alchemical furnace. Now I'm hoping he's going to place them in the right place. I hope he's going to place them in the right place. Mr. Golem. Yeah, let's do that. Move the stuff. No. I told you to do seeds. Hold up. We always do seeds. There we go. Can we fill it all with seeds? Just everything is seeds. Alright, there we go. Now he's moving seeds. That properly confuzzled me for a minute there. I had to take a second just to sit back and just think, why is he not moving seeds? I just hit him with my thing, and I popped him on this side of the chest. Because we have to remember that he's actually only, the chest is 2 parts, isn't it? So more than likely he's trying to pull from a part that wasn't actually getting used. So now that we've popped it on there, he's moving seeds, and it's still exactly the same. I could probably get rid of these actually now. We don't need those there. There we go. Alright, so now we've got that. Let's go get ourselves some coal from inside here. Now, when I get my golem that can chop trees for me, I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set up a fully automatic way of doing this so we don't have to mess around with it too much. Yeah, there he goes. Does his stuff. So once we've got that set up, it's going to work pretty well because we'll be able to get a decent amount of all this stuff going on. How much you got in there? 2, 3. Yeah, it's working just fine. I thought it was being a little bit slow for a second there, but it is working. Yeah, good stuff. Nice. So as this does its stuff, we get loads of herba. We're going to go and we're going to bring it over here. Now, I was thinking of using some mirrors because we have got different types of mirrors. The hand mirror that I'm using at the minute allows me to transfer items to a magic mirror but they have to be linked. So you can't link multiple mirrors to mirrors. It has to be one mirror to another mirror. But we have got different types of mirrors. If we have a look inside Artifice, we have the Essentia mirror and the magical hand mirror. Now the mirror magic, this guy here, allows us to craft a mirror that can be linked to another mirror, and then items passed through it will come out the other side. So, I think what we will eventually do, once we've got the fuel side of things set up and working, is we will have the Essentia be bottled and sent through a mirror and then taken out the other side and planted in there somewhere. I think that's how I'm going to do it, because the Essentia mirror sounds like it would work, but there has been some changes to how these lamps of growth actually work. Before, you could place a lamp of growth down, and as long as there was a jar of Essentia nearby, it would pull the Essentia from that, and that's how the Essentia mirror works. It doesn't actually, you can't connect a tube to the Essentia mirror, it has to have something nearby to be pulled from. So it would work really well with something like our runic matrix up there. It'd work really well with that. And before they changed the lamp of growth, it would have worked really well with that. But now the lamp of growth can only accept Essentia from a pipe. So there is no other way to get any of the herb that we need inside it. So magic mirrors and the Essentia mirrors aren't going to work with that, which is a bit annoying, because that is what I was kind of hoping we could do. But it doesn't look like that's going to work. I gave it a test and it doesn't seem to want to do the job anymore. But now that we've got this, let's make our way over here. I'm going to take what we've already got. There we go, we'll grab you. And that should start going in there. Yeah, there we go, good stuff. Alright. And we're going to bring this over here. And we're going to start with our compound beans, I think. So let's go down, and you'll find this Essentia will actually last for a pretty long time. Like, you don't have to be you don't have to be kind of stingy about it. It does last for a fairly decent time. Now I decided I was going to put it there, so let's go in here, and it's going to go right here. Yes. All right. So we'll have our jar. It'd be kind of nice to have it in a place where we can easily get to it, but I think here would do. The little guy can still run around and do his stuff, so if we place it here, and then we have our, and I don't think it can pull straight out the jar, can it? Yes, it can. Nice. All right, there we go. So we don't have to have a pipe, we can just have it underneath it. That's brilliant. So that can do that for us, which is great. And then we can have this back along here, and this. And I would like to be able to see how much is in there. Yeah, so we got 26 in there at the minute, which is good. 25 now. And you'll see that it's going to slowly go down. But these guys are going to grow a load faster, which is awesome. And if we have a look in here, you can see I've got a pretty decent amount of compound beans now. So I've got Motus, Lux, Potentia, Volatus. We've got Vinculum, Vitreous, Tempestus, Arbor. We got a pretty good amount in there, and they're still kind of mix and matching themselves, doing their own thing, so we just kind of have to leave it and wait for them to get going. But while we build up our amount of herba that we're slowly processing because of all of our seeds, now seeds pretty much are the best thing you can use to get herba, so having a farm like we have over here is great, because we're going to get loads of seeds, we can get loads of herba, which is great, and that's all going to get jarred up and sent into here. See, it's doing its work for us. And this guy is pretty awesome. He's going to do his stuff. Alright, let's have a sleep. And we're going to get on with something else. Now, I like having my thermostatic harness. It is pretty cool, being able to fly and all. But it is a little bit slow. Now, you can upgrade your thermostatic harness via enchantments, and we could go ahead and we could just enchant it like we generally would inside here, like inside my enchantment table. I could throw the rest of my bookshelves down and we could do that. But I would rather control the enchantments, and we can do that through Thaumcraft as well. So I've opened up the ability to be able to do Infusion Enchantment. This does lead on to Fortress Armor, which is pretty cool. We might get into that later. But Infusion Enchantment is awesome. So this allows us to enchant items like we generally would, but we can choose the enchantment that we want to put on there by using items and different types of Essentia. And then we have a small bit of instability, and the cost of each is a little bit higher for the levels that you want to put on there. It also still uses experience, but not as much experience as we would generally use. So for repair 2, you'll see we'd need 12 levels, and we would need 20 of each type of these, plus a Sailor's Mundus and an anvil. But we want haste, and we want to try and get our way all up to haste 3. It's fairly expensive because we have to go from haste 1 to haste 2 to haste 3. We can't just go straight to haste 3, that doesn't work like that. But we need some Night All, and we need some Sailor's Mundus, and I've got it all here ready to go. See, I told you I was prepared for today's episode, kind of, probably, hopefully. So let's go give this a go. Now, like I said, we need to do one at a time, and I think I've got enough Essentia to be able to do this, hopefully. Let's go and check. So we need some Itir, we need some Proclantitio, and some Volatus. So let's take you. There we go, and we'll take you. And this one over here. And I've thought of an idea of what I want to do with this room now, because I wasn't really too sure of it, whether I wanted to make it bigger, when I wanted to change it. I'm actually kind of happy with the size of it at the minute. I think if we brought these rooms out, these little walls out a little bit more, we could fill this whole place and maybe have 2 of these down, like one there and one here, doing all the work for us, which could be really good. And we were saying before that once we get 2 jars once we get a lot of Essentia, we don't really need 2 jars of it, do we? It would be best if we stored it in another way, so that way we can keep gathering it if we need to. So we're probably going to go into Essentia crystallization, and I'm thinking that the secondary jars, which are basically the ones that fill up second, once they hit their limit, we will have Essentia crystallizers on top, which will then turn anything else that we get into some crystallized Essentia, so that way we can keep it inside a jar somewhere, or we can put it inside a chest and leave it there for the time being, which I think is going to be pretty cool. It'll be a nice way of doing it. So let's pop you here, and you, and you. And we're going to go down, and we're going to do some enchanting. So this guy here needs one of you and one of you. So you can go there, you can go there, and I need my wand. Oh, I just went to fly then. Yep, I just went to fly. I went to fail. Alright, let's grab you. Let's turn this on. And it does get a little bit more dangerous as it goes. Oh my god, my thing is looking a bit mental. And you can see it pulling the levels from me there. You do take a bit of damage when it does it, as it has to take a little bit of life force from the user. Now, you have to be a little bit careful with this, because when you're on if you're on a multiplayer server, it will actually take the levels from the nearest person to the runic matrix. So, yeah. If you could get your friends to come round, and as they're walking by, you could quickly run up and tap it, and then get the levels from them. But I don't advise that. That's bad. But there we go. So we got haste 1. So let's see how fast this is now. So yeah, that's not bad. That's a little bit faster. I like that. I could do with it being a little bit more faster though. I think I could go a little bit more faster than that. So let's do it again. So we'll grab you, and we'll put you on there. And we'll do you. And we'll do you. Cool, cool. And now you're going to see it's going to use twice as much as we had before. So before we used 5 levels, now it's going to use 10 levels. And it's going to use double the amount of the Essentia. So let's give this a go. Oh, there you go. You can see it pulling the stuff out of me. There we go. It's draining all the Essentia it needs. And I love how you can see how much up here. It says how much you need. And you can see it going down. Awesome. Nice. Cool, cool. Alright, so now we should have haste 2. So let's pop this on and give it a try. Yeah, this is feeling a load faster now. This is brilliant. I like this now. Before it was just a little bit too slow. Now It's pretty fast. But should we be a little bit greedy and go with one more? I think we should. Let's just have a look in here, though, to make sure that we've got enough of the Essentia that we require. So, to be able to do it one more time, to get us up to haste 3, we're going to need 24 of the Volatus, 24 Itir, and a little bit less on the Procantio. And we're going to need 15 levels. And we have 16, so we got enough of that. So how much we got in here? We got 40, 40, and 52. And we needed, just to double check, 24? Yeah, nice. Alright, so we got enough to do it one more time. Alright, and this is the max enchant we can get on it as well. So we'll do it one last time. This is going to be the one where we get instability and it just goes horribly wrong. I can just see it happening. Alright, do your thing. Now you can do all the different types of enchantments with this, all of the vanilla enchantments. Oh, I thought I heard something a bit weird then. Yeah, you can do all the main enchantments with this, but bear in mind that they all require different types of items. They all need different types of Essentias, and they all require different types of costs. So some are a little bit more expensive than others. Things like haste aren't that expensive, so that's why we can get away with doing it this many times without having to run back and forth getting more Essentia. But there are a few you'll find that will require a bit more hard work than adding a bit of haste to a thermostatic harness. Things like auto repair and stuff are a little bit more expensive. We'll have a look at that in a second, but we should, hopefully, have this done in the bag. Oh, just eating that. And boof. Nice. Alright, so we got haste 3 on here. So now, it should be pretty speedy. Yeah! Nice, look at that! Now, because we've got this and we've got the thermostatic girdle, you will find that my Essentia will go down fairly fast, because remember that we have to supply this with Potentia, and that bar on the left-hand side represents that. If we have a look inside here, you can see that I currently have 56 Potentia. Let's just fly around a little bit and see how we do. 56 still. You can generally see it on the left-hand side. It goes down a notch when you use a little bit. There we go, it just went down. So we're down to 55. And I think it gives off some pretty cool little effects. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that funky when you're flying around? Oh man, that looks insane. Oh, that looks really insane. Like, does that... I want to see if that pops out when I do it. Oh man, that just looks so good, doesn't it? I love it. Nice. Yeah, let's have a look at some of the other enchants inside that we can do here. So, the Infusion Enchantment, I'm going to say, has pretty much most of them. So, we have the Repair, which we can do, which requires a bit more of that, but there is higher instability on that one, it's moderate. But you'll find some of the ones that are more expensive have higher instabilities on them. So, we have Potency, we have Treasure, Frugal Protection, Fire Protection, Projectile Blast, Feather Falling, Respiration, Smite. I think... Oh, there we go. Silk Touch is moderate, so that's a little bit expensive because we need all those different types of aspects. You also need a bit of Cobweb. Infinity is, but then it would be, wouldn't it? Because it's kind of a hard enchantment to get your hands on. We also need... Oh man, Blaze Powder looks really weird in this texture pack. Yeah, there's some pretty good ones in there. We also got the ability to make Cobweb. I found that one out in my alchemy, I believe. Yeah, and... No, it's alchemical manufacturing, I think. Yeah, there we go. So string plus a bit of panis and vinculum will give us Cobweb. So we can make things like that. So we're fairly set now as far as items, minerals and things like that go. Let's have a look down here and see how this guy's doing and see how much herba we have left inside here. So we have 0. Are we all done? Yeah, we're done. We've used all of it up. And I don't know how much is inside here. It used to tell you how much was in there. And I'm pretty sure it did used to tell you how much is inside the Lamp of Growth, but I can't seem to see. Oh, there we go. He's gone off. He's had enough. But you can see we've got enough in here. Like, we got Auto now, which is kind of cool. We've got some Auto. We've got some Potentia, Vinculum, Air, Vitreous, Aqua, Arbor, Motus, Lux, Ignis, Auto, Potentia. The next one that I want to kind of really get my hands on, which, let's have a look. Because aspects of magic will tell us all the different types. Now, I really, really want to try and get Sano. And Sano is going to require Victus. So let's have a look at Victus. So for Victus, we need Aqua and we need Terra. Okay. So we've got Aqua And we don't have any terror up here, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to break some of these. Yeah, let's do this. Let's break some of these. One of the ones that haven't grown that much. There we go. And we'll do this. Let's go up here. And we'll grab some terror. And we're going to see if we can forcefully mix and match these ones together. So if I put terror here and here, and we get our aqua and place it here and here, hopefully we should see a little bit of a result from this. Alright, let's put another aqua there. And we'll pop you there. There we go. And we'll pop you there. Cool, cool. Alright. So we'll see how that does. I kind of need an easier way to get to my jar though, because this is a little bit awkward, isn't it? If we have it like this. I don't know, that just feels a little bit awkward, doesn't it? But we do kind of need the lamp of growth here for it to be able to do its job. Because the radius on one of these is fairly short. It's around about 12 circular around it in a radius. So it's not the biggest, and it's kind of an odd setup. Because if you place it down, it's not actually the same on either side. Because obviously 12, half of that is 6. But that wouldn't work, because if you placed it and then tried to have those on either side, you'd have a 5 and a 6, wouldn't you? So the kind of radius that the lamp of growth has is really, really weird. You'd think it would kind of be even, but it's not, it's odd. So yeah, that's a little bit strange, but let's go get a little bit more. And we should have, yeah, look at this, look, we got loads and loads and loads now. So I'm going to take you, and you can get Fallon. Come here. There we go. How much we got in there? Oh, we got so much in there. We're just going to get loads and loads of this stuff. It's going to be brilliant. So I think what we're going to do in the next episode, guys, is I'm going to work on my golems a little bit more to try and get some of the better golem upgrades and cores so that we can get this working a little bit better. At the minute it works, but it could be working a lot better, a lot more, you know, just a little bit nicer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on getting the rest of the animation cores so that we can automate this a little bit better. And then maybe we'll use some of the magic mirrors down here for transporting stuff from the mana area down this way, or the herb area down here, so we can do that. And then we can have this all fully automated and running and doing its stuff. Hopefully I'm going to get some victors from here. It'd be kind of nice if I did, so then I can try and get my hands on some Sano. But it does speed it up, so we'll find out fairly soon, which is pretty nice. I'm also going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to play around with the tower a little bit. Let me know what you think about the tower and what we should actually do with it. I was thinking of doing the node stuff inside. Maybe we can have a level for different nodes. And then the top area up here, I wanted to kind of bring it out around here. Either that, or I build like another platform on top that comes out. Kind of like one of those, but bigger. And then on there we could have some stuff happening. I don't know what stuff, but we can have some stuff. And it will be glorious stuff. Let me tell you that. Cool beans. Alright guys, well that is going to be that for today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've looked a little bit at the Lamp of Growth and enchantment with Essentia. Yes, it's been pretty fun. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to drop a like, and if you're new to the series, then make sure to subscribe for more awesome content. Have yourself a great day, have a good one as always, and goodbye.